Here with head coach Sparky McEwen after a 16-14 setback on homecoming against Michigan Tech. Coach, just some opening statement or comments from you about today's game.
Congratulations to Tech. We knew it was going to be a hard-fought football game. It's always a war when we play, that bunch, and we knew that both defenses was going to be, hard to crack. Two physical, athletic football teams, and far too many mistakes on our end. Obviously they contributed to that, and then special teams once again has reared his head. And man, we've been so fortunate and blessed the last 3 or 4 years in the special teams department, and this year, man, we're just having some struggles, and we got to get it figured out because the road doesn't get any easier moving forward.
Kids are without the services of DeJuan Mathis today. Mac Vandenhout gets the start, and it started out well. First quarter, you guys get a 74-yard kick return by George Sims and sets up a 4-yard touchdown rush. Just go into that play for me.
Once again, the specials have been up and down. That was one of the ups. George did a great job of getting us down there, and then we did a heck of a job of, crossing the goal line, getting that first score. But it was tough sledding. We had some struggles there, and we missed some things in the protection game, and then, we had some struggles as far as making some reads and some things like that, and they got some pressures on us. That was unfortunate, but those things happen, and we just got to get better from it.
Talk about your defense, because their average starting field position was the 43-yard line. So they were on a short field all game. You guys only gave up 16.
Yeah, the defense has been a staple here, Ryan. As you know, they, as bad as we were on offense, our defense was just as good. Keeping us in the ball game, giving us a chance to win, and we still had that chance. We still had that chance, and my hat goes off to that defensive staff. They did a tremendous job. We were really concerned about Michigan Tech, going into this ball game, and I don't think any of those guys slept all week. We were really concerned with the scheme that they had and what they do offensively, and hats goes off to those guys, and they gave us a shot, to win in the end.
A couple turnovers leads to you guys going with Grant Thwaites, the redshirt senior, and I tell you what, he came in and threw some dimes there in that fourth quarter, including a touchdown pass to Ernest Sanders for 21 yards. What did you see from him?
Very proud, of him, and he was. He's been waiting for his turn again. He really has. And Mac, we felt like, with the pressures that they were getting on us, we had hoped that, he could continue to fight through it. And Grant, I talked to Grant on the sideline, and he saw some things, and I was seeing some things, and I felt like, this was an opportunity for him to go in and, move the team, and he did. He did just that. And sometimes when you're over there and you're seeing it, and he's hearing all the conversations on the phones, because he does our signaling as well, and Grant knows our scheme, and he's been waiting for his opportunity again. He did one heck of a job, with it. We wish we had one of those things back, again on the third down play, right when the time was running out. It looks like he was going to snap the ball. He took another look, to check coverage, and that time ran out on us, but we still were in position to kick the field goal to win it, and we just happened to miss it right.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that next. Just like Ian Jenkins in that moment, 49-yard field goal, and it looked from our vantage point, he had enough leg, he just missed it a little bit right. So, like you had said, just a tough delay of game, but you guys were in position there. So, talk about that decision to attempt that long field goal. I know you guys still had 3 timeouts. Unfortunately, you guys didn't get that ball back like you had hoped for one last possession.
Yeah, we knew that because we had the win behind our back. We made a decision that we're going to take the win in the fourth. I knew it was going to be a continued tough game, down the wire, and so that worked out for us, having the win at our back. And I talked to Brian Goins, our kicking coach, and we felt like he was good from there. We felt really good about that. Obviously we wish it could have been that 5 yards closer, but like you said, he had plenty of leg. And we still had the 3 timeouts to get the ball back, and we did just that. We got the ball back, and then we had the miscue on the punt return.
You guys move your attention out of Wayne State next Saturday in Detroit. What are some things, you mentioned special teams, anything else you want to clean up before that contest?
Yeah, we gotta clean up some protections. We gotta get back to our run game and make sure we can get Cephas and KC going in our run game, because that's been pretty good for us. Saw something there late, obviously, in our passing game, and it looked like we started protecting a little better there. But we gotta look at the tape, see what's going on there, and then obviously special teams, man. The inconsistencies are killing us right now, and we gotta tighten up there, and then get some other players back, because we lost a couple players in this game, and get ready for Wayne.
All right, good luck next week.
Go Panthers.